Okay, so I've just finished planed the keys, basically meaning I've planed them to the point now where I'll buff them. So this first key, you can see that there's just a little bit of material that didn't get planed away there. A little bit there. You can see it because it's a darker spot. And then this area here, I'm not going to plane it down anymore. You see this is all planed and flat. This is where this particular key got all its play. So it's very low there. And if I keep planing it, it'll simply reduce the overall thickness of the head and the tail so thin that it will no longer be functional. So what I'll do is I'll stop here, and when I buff that, it'll look fine other than, you'll see the dimple there. But you have to remember, this is an ivory restoration. So it has to be accepted that it's not going to be a new ivory keyboard. It's going to be an original ivory keyboard that's restored. So if I were to replace this tail and this head, it gets to the point where you're replacing all the tails and heads because they have wear. And in that case, if that's what the client wants, you'll have to get new ivory. So you have to have a certain amount of variation in the finished product with a restoration that you wouldn't have with new ivory. You can see on this key that this is all planed, and this area here is still low. Same thing. I'm not going to continue planing this key because it'll make the ivory so thin that it won't be usable. Same with this key here. You can see this is planed, this is a high spot, this is a low spot, high spot, and all this area here is still low. I'm not going to plane it because it's just too much material to take off. Same thing there. See, just one tiny little low spot on that key. So that's an ivory restoration. You can actually see that the keys look pretty good. There's a low spot here, just one tiny spot. So I mean, this is acceptable, and it'll look very nice when it's done. You can see there's a low spot there, high spot. The high spots get machined because they're higher. The low spots stay the same, and you can actually still see the grain. There's actually a little bit of tiny bit of hide glue on there from when I glued it. It was loose.